And my show airs every Saturday from 11 to 12.
All right. I'm looking forward to it. I get to rock with Cleveland's hottest DJ.
And we're live. What's up, everybody? It's your favorite little DJ Lily Jade, and I hope you all had a great week so far. But okay, real talk. I love asking questions. Have you ever wondered who makes the rules for our country? Or how do we as kids and adults have a say in what happens around us? Today, we are getting in all of that more, but with a super cool guest, so it won't be that boring social studies class that we all had today. So, joining us is Mr. Antjuan Seawright, the founder and CEO of Blueprint Strategy and a public relations, advertisement, and political consulting firm. He's a political expert and strategist, and just an all around smart guy who helps national and local leaders communicate with people. He's also been on national news shows talking about politics. He writes opinion articles in national magazines, and he knows a ton about how things work in governments. And FYI, I have a test coming out about government, so you're going to help me be my study guide, Mr. Antoine.
Well,
So,
well, anything I can do to make one of my favorite DJs in the whole wide world successful, I am all for it. If I need to show up and help take the test, I'm gonna do it because you are.
all right. We'll talk. We'll talk after that. You'll be my study guide. So today we're talking about why getting involved in your community is so important. And I promise it's gonna be fun. Once again, not like that boring social studies class that we all had already today. Whew, very boring. But Mr. Antoine, welcome to the Lily Jade Show, and thank you for hanging out with me today.
It's good to be with you, and it's always good to see you doing your thing. I cannot tell you how proud I am of you, and you stand on the shoulders of so many strong Black women who come before you. And what I'm so excited about today is we're doing this interview at the start of Women's History Month, where we pay contributions and we uplift the many contributions of so many ordinary women who've gone on to do extraordinary things. And I do believe in my heart you are going to be mentioned with some of the greatest women to ever walk the face of this earth.
Thank you. So, Mr. Antoine, you are here today because I know I can talk to you and I trust you're going to give me some helpful information. Sometimes adults don't talk about politics and civic engagement with us kids because they don't think it's appropriate for kids. Not to be disrespectful, okay? Not to be disrespectful, but I think they're getting it wrong. I'm 10 years old, and my social studies class is learning about the government, which also my mom says I'm in student council at school, so she says I'm kind of part of a government within my school. And everywhere I go, people talk about voting and elections. There were even a bunch of ads this summer on YouTube and social media about it. Even at the grocery store, people would stop my parents in the parking lot to ask them to sign a petition or register to vote. My pastor even talks about it in church. My point is everywhere. So, how could I not want to question about civic engagement?
Well, DJ, I would just tell you this. Everything in your life and about your life and your parents' life, your friends' life, and your family's life is impacted by government. I like to believe that the leaders that we elect at the ballot box when you turn 18 will decide what the next 88 to 90 to 100 years of all of our lives look like. So, for an example, when I was in the fifth grade, I ran for vice president of my student council because I wanted extended recess on Fridays and I wanted to be able to have a pizza party if my class was good for an entire month. Well, I ran. That's what I campaigned on. My students, the students and my peers voted for me and I won. I became vice president of my student council and we were able to get
Wait,
extended recess on Fridays. So
no way.
think about this, DJ. Now that was just recess. Just imagine if we let good people in the presidency, at the governor's level, at the state house, the city council, mayor. Just think about all the good they can do, not just for recess, but for our communities and for our families. It matters. Your vote matters. That's why voting at a young age at the student council level matters so much.
Now I wish that our school did vice president and president because I would have been running and asking for extended recess on Fridays like you did. But okay, Mr. Antjuan, to start, what is civic engagement? Like if I told my friends, hey, let's go do some civic engagement this weekend, what would that mean?
Well, that means simply finding something you love that's going to help someone else and using your time to do that. It doesn't have to mean politics. It could mean picking up trash on the highway. It could mean giving senior citizens help with their medicines or helping them play bingo. It could mean helping tutor one of your friends. It could mean registering people to vote. It could mean whatever you want, whatever your passion may be. That is civic engagement. DJ Lily, what I tell people all the time is that find something you love that you will not get paid for and go and do that. So whatever it is that you love, for you, it could be DJing at a party for free because you love the cause. I'm not asking you to not collect your coins. I want you to pop out and get all your money. But if you find a cause that you love and you want to volunteer your time, do that. That's civic engagement. Getting involved in the community, doing something that's going to benefit someone other than yourself.
Now, I have another question.
Mm-hmm.
Every year I do a sock drive. I collect socks or people donate money to buy socks. So I
That's
can give them away to the unhoused community and shelters. Is that an example of civic engagement?
That is one of the best examples of civic engagement. And I encourage you to make certain that you tell me when you're doing it so I can donate some socks and some coins to your cause.
All right. Okay, just have your people call my people, okay? That's my saying. Have your people call my people.
We're going to do that. We're going to do that.
Ah, perfect. So, even though I don't have any power or am not famous, I can still be helpful to my community.
Well, let me stop you there. I would not dare say that you're not powerful or you're not famous because you have the ability to influence other people. And you don't have to be powerful and you don't have to be famous in order to make a difference or to influence people. Think about this. Everyone that you're around at school, everyone that your parents are around, you all have the ability to educate and update someone on something. So don't think that you have to have some big fancy title or some big fancy job in order to make a difference. This country and our world and our communities as Black Americans has always been about ordinary people doing extraordinary things, not looking to make history, but just doing their thing, and they ended up making history. Kind of like what you're doing right now.
That's perfect. So you're saying I don't have to be famous on TV to make an impact?
No, you can be famous in your house. You can be famous at your school. You can be famous in the mirror to make an impact as long as somebody will look at you and say, because of that great DJ, radio host, and author in Cleveland, my life is better, or I learned something from him or her. You have made a difference.
So, how does the government really work?
Well, government works by the people. The people select their leaders, and their leaders are supposed to work on their behalf. The problem is that does not always happen. So bad things happen to good people because we do not have the right people in office. That's why showing up to vote is so important. That's why having your parents and your grandparents and your aunts and your uncles and those who are 18, making sure they are registered to vote and then they participate in the election because they get to determine who our leaders are that essentially decide how government works. There's the federal government, there's state government, and there's local government. each branch does different things, but all for the people.
Okay, wait. So I know there's like a president and Congress, but
Yep.
I always get confused about who does what.
So the president is the chief executive officer. Think about the president being the CEO of the United States. And then you
Uh-huh.
have the House and the Senate. That's considered the Congress. Those are the other arms of government. And then you have the courts. So you have the legislative branch, the executive branch, and then you have the legal branch. The courts. The courts are appointed, nominated by the president, confirmed by the Senate. So you have the House, the Senate, the judicial, legislative, and executive. Three branches of government, like we learned in government class when I was your age.
I'm taking notes right now. I got my pen and paper. And I'm writing this all down. So, how does it work in Cleveland and South Euclid? Is it like Chris Ronayne is above all the mayors?
So there's local government. So like you have Mayor Bibb, who's the mayor of Cleveland, and then you have the county level. Chris Romaine is the county executive, so he oversees the county. The mayor oversees the city. And then you have your Congresswoman, Shontel Brown. She represents you in Washington. And then you have two United States senators who also represent you in Washington. And then you have a governor who represents you at the state level. And then you have state representatives who also represent you at the state level. And then you have school board members who represent you at the school district level.
So, my mom's on PTA. Is she basically representing the school, sort of?
Sort of. She's representing the interests of the parents.
Ah, okay. That makes a lot more sense. And if you're just now tuning in, I have political strategist Mr. Antjuan Seawright, CEO of Blueprint Strategy. But today, Mr. Antjuan is my government expert and he's breaking down civic engagement for me. Okay, Mr. Antjuan, so if I can summarize what you just told me, it sounds like government branches work together like a group project.
That's right.
All right, I got
You
it.
get an A for
You got the legislative branch that writes the rules or instructions that for the project, which is what my Congresswoman Shontel Brown does, or the Cleveland level that's a city councilman. Also, shout out to my girl boss. Whoop whoop. Then you have the executive branch, which is the president of the United States or the mayor of the city, and they make sure the rules are being followed. They're the leader of the group project and make sure everybody's doing their part. Is that right?
You get an A for today.
Yay! And then last, you have the judicial branch, which consists of law courts and judges. They are making the rule translators, kind of like teachers making sure the project was done right. Did I break it down?
You broke it down.
Let's go.
You put boots on the ground. You broke it down.
Okay, so what happens if they don't agree? Because that's what it feels like is happening right now.
Well, a lot of things happen when you don't agree. So right now in Washington, the Republican Party has the House, the Senate, and the presidency. So they're going to do whatever they want. And what they're doing right now is so scary and it's dismantling government as we know it, and it's scary. But at the local level, it's a little different. People are working together, getting things done for the benefit of the community. So what happens when people don't agree is they vote on it, and then one side wins and one side loses. And so election after election, whoever has the majority, so whoever has the most people get to decide what laws are in place and what laws are not in place.
All right, so enough with the government. Let's talk about you. Where'd you grow up and go to school?
Well, I grew up in a little place called South Carolina. I like to call it God's country. The road to heaven runs through South Carolina. So I got to get you down to South Carolina to do a gig for me so I can make sure you're going to heaven. But, you know, DJ, the one thing I love about the South is that we are very hospitable people.
I thought I heard some
Southern
southernness from you. I thought I heard some of you. You know, I thought I heard some.
You heard it, Southern hospitality. So I grew up in the South, and I went to college at Winthrop University, did an MBA. Then after college, I went to work for a public relations, advertising, and political consulting firm in South Carolina. I worked there for 9 years, and then I started my own. I've been an entrepreneur since then. So I've been in the political business for about 20 plus years now.
So, do you know Coach Don Staley?
I know her very well. In fact,
Ooh.
her yesterday, and she's getting ready for the big NCAA tournament.
Yes. I got to meet her when she came for the women's Final Four.
And we won the championship in
Y'all won the championship. Congratulations.
Yeah.
So, I'm going to Greensboro this weekend. So, I will be there. North Carolina. I'll be there witnessing.
The ACC tournament, and
yeah.
Turn up. And I hope you put some boots on the ground. That's one of the favorite songs in the South. So make sure you play that on your set.
Good to know.
But
get the fans jumping.
I also hope you soak up the experience, because not a lot of people get to go to the ACC tournament. That is a once in a lifetime opportunity.
Now, your job is political strategist. So what does that mean?
Well, my job is to advise candidates who are running for office and give them a strategy on how to win. So that's why I named my company Blueprint Strategy. You know, when you get ready to build a house, they give you a blueprint, they give you a plan. So I call my company Blueprint Strategy because my job is to give you a blueprint on how
Jay-Z. Like Jay-Z's album.
There you go. I named it after Jay-Z album. One of my favorite artists is Brooklyn in the House.
Listen, what's your favorite song?
You know, Jay-Z has so many that I like.
Woo!
Maybe it's an album.
My producer is a big Jay-Z fan. So.
Maybe it's the album. I'm just a Jay-Z fan across the board.
Yeah, my producer is now obsessed with you. He loves Jay-Z.
Good.
Like, I'll hop into the car after he picks me up from school, and he's always playing some Jay-Z.
It's the best. He is one of the best to ever do it.
Now, let's play a quick game of Would You Rather, Government Edition. I'm going to give you two choices. You have to pick one. Give me the first thought in your head. Now, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Would you rather be the president for a day or create a new law that stays forever?
Create a new law that stays forever.
Would you rather give a big speech on TV or have a private meeting with the most powerful leaders in the country?
Give a big speech on TV.
Now, this is the last one. Would you rather have unlimited snacks at every political meeting you go to or get to DJ the biggest government party ever?
Unlimited snacks. People forget.
I feel you right there, but why not DJing? I can teach you.
Well, people will forget about the music, but they won't forget about the food.
Oh my gosh. Listen, I love that last answer. Now, by the way, besides Jay-Z, what's on your playlist? And what songs are you listening to keep you energized and motivated?
You know, can I tell you truthfully one of my favorite songs right now?
Yeah.
Country Roads.
Take me home
to the place I
belong.
South Carolina.
That's funny. Now, what was your first concert?
Ooh, that's a good question. My first concert would have been Lauryn Hill, I think.
What was your most recent concert? Oh, wait, do it again?
Too good to be true. Can't take my eyes
off of you.
That's a good Lauryn Hill song.
We turned this into karaoke. Now, what was the last concert you recently went to?
I want to say New Edition.
New Edition.
Union Tour.
Candy Girl? Can't
Candy girl,
you are my world.
you're so sweet.
You're a special treat.
Hey,
Hey, listen, we need to get the speakers plugged in and turn on the music. Hey, I'll dance and sing too.
hey.
Yes. And who have you seen the most?
Who have I seen the most? Music wise?
Yeah,
John Legend.
John Legend.
That's my boy.
Uh,
A good
so
Ohio guy.
who? Yeah, Ohio. Who do you wish you got to see before, like, they stopped going on tour or sadly passed away?
I probably want to see Frankie Beverly Maze one more time.
Oh, hold on. We need to turn on the Frankie Beverly. You know, I need to electric slide right now. I need to
No,
electric slide.
listen, you are in Cleveland, the line dance capital of the world. You got to get boots on the ground in your
Oh
town.
my god. Hey, get me a fan.
Hey, where them
Start
fans?
popping, huh?
Where them fans
Now, who did you get to see before they stopped going on tour?
at? Ooh, before they stop going on tour. Well, everybody that I got to see, they're kind of circling the block back on tour, so that's kind of difficult. But Jay-Z, I got to see Jay-Z. I've gotten to see Jay-Z more than once perform.
Well, thank you for playing that quick pop quiz. And before we go,
Did I get a good grade?
yes, you got an A plus
Okay.
plus plus.
All right.
Now, I just hope we can connect again after this. Again, you're my study guide. You know, we're gonna need to circle back after this.
We're gonna do this. Let me tell you what we're gonna do. We're gonna do an IG live on my IG in person.
Ooh.
Come to Cleveland or fly you to DC or South Carolina, and we're gonna hook it up.
Oh, yes, please fly me to DC because I have some grandparents in Virginia. So, after we do that, I can drive on over.
Well, you can get driven because you're not old enough to drive yet.
Hey, what you talking about? I back out my driveway sometimes to help put the cars on the street.
Oh, that's good. That's good practice.
Now, before we go, any advice or final words you'd like to give to my listeners who want to make a difference?
Just know that everything you do for someone other than yourself is making a difference. And you don't have to have a big job. You don't have to have a big title. You don't have to have a big following on social media to make a difference. Small deeds can make a big difference.
That's good advice right there. Well, Mr. Antjuan Seawright, thank you for sharing your insights with us today. But before we wrap up, how can our listeners follow your work or get in touch with you?
At Antjuan Seawright, AntjuanSeawright on Instagram, Facebook, and X, formerly known as Twitter.
Ah, fantastic. Thank you, political strategist Mr. Antjuan Seawright, CEO of Blueprint Strategy, for being on my show today. I hope we can connect in person soon. Your next project, let me shadow you with my camera, man. I'm a real reporter over here.
We're going to do it. I'm going to make sure we do it.
Perfect. Well, all right, y'all. Today was amazing. The biggest thing I learned, you don't have to wait to get involved. Civic engagement starts now. Just ask questions, speak up, and help out. So I challenge you, go do one thing this week to help your neighborhood. Help a neighbor or a schoolmate pick up trash on your street. Or just learn about what's going on in your community. Your local library always has helpful information because guess what? We all are the future, and the future starts now. It doesn't matter how old, like Mr. Antjuan said. Now make sure you follow me on all social media platforms at The Lily Jade Show. Get my book From the Booth from Amazon or my website, thelilyjadeshow.com. Stay safe, stay curious, and stay informed. This is Lily Jade signing out. Peace. Good.